to be doing a quick self massage and wanted to show you some things that might help you relieve muscle tension or pain. I've got a few different tools with me. There's also your standard rollers. Mine's in the car, so didn't go grab that. But hey, Ron, what is going on? Let me know where if you guys are having some muscle tension or pain in a certain area. Let me know, and maybe I can show you a way using these techniques that you can alleviate that. So you can put that in the comments. And I'm on Haps, guys. I'm on Haps. If you're not on Haps, come on over. Download the app. You can click wherever you're watching this from. Probably there's a link, and you'll be able to see how you can download the Haps app. It's a lot of fun. You can connect with a lot of people, see all kinds of different places around the world, and learn a lot of different stuff. Get encouragement and motivation in a lot of different areas from a variety of broadcasters. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the back. You don't have to go straight to the back like this to work the back. So the lats, I'm going to release the lats. I can feel that I'm really tight, and you'll be surprised if you were to do this that I guarantee, I mean, I can almost guarantee that you will find some tightness, some tension, maybe even some knots in the lats, and that could be causing tightness even down towards the low back because it's all connected, okay? With the direction of the muscle fibers and the way that they attach and connect. So what I'm doing first, and guys, this is really, really hard. Hey, Barry, I'm going to come look at your comment in just a second. This is a direct PVC pipe. This you might start with a hard foam density, and this one actually is your standard foam. Okay, this is a half foam. But this was like the first ones that came out, but they do break down after a while, and you might need one that's more firm. But just know you don't have to start on something that's super hard. And there's actually other foam rollers. If you guys are familiar with them, let me know, or if you have one that have some padding on top of the PVC. So, but I didn't want to go out to my car and get the other ones. Okay, resolve by placing one leg over the other and drawing the leg towards the chest. Okay, so you're doing this kind of thing. It sounds like something like that because you're getting the. You might be getting the piriformis muscles might be tight. Not necessarily that you're having piriformis syndrome or sciatica. I don't know, but you can still have that. Let me show you what. Okay, perfect. So do you have a foam roller? Let me know if you have that. And then even better yet, you might have a tennis ball, or I really like for this one a lacrosse ball. But the lacrosse ball is a lot harder. Your massage therapist, yeah, and your massage therapist can take the elbow and do like that. But let me show you guys because I want you to come on and Barry, if you want to come up, let me know. If you want to come up and talk or say hi, let me know. If not, that's okay too. You might not be in a good place. But see how I am tilted onto the side directly where you're having the pain. So, I'll do it on this side so you can see. Now this hip is up off the roller, and just this one is. So you want to get right there in the center of the glute. Okay. Oh, you're in the car. Okay. All right. No, don't want to do it when you're in the car. All right. So, but be careful if you are trying to drive and type. Okay, so maybe hopefully you're parked or at a red light. So you are going to put, like even now when I'm putting a lot of pressure in the center of the gluteus maximus muscle, I can feel some sensation coming down my leg. So that tells me that I'm probably hitting that piriformis muscle, which is the hip rotators. There's like 3 or 4 muscles there that are really small. You can look a picture of them up online. And now what I'm going to do, if I want to make, so this might be enough right here, and kind of sit and roll and find a knot move around on it. Try to apply as much of your direct body weight down onto the adhesion or the knot. And then if you need more, you can cross your leg, kind of like what you're doing on the floor, Barry, or maybe when you're seated. And you can cross the same leg of the hip that's on the floor over the other leg, like this. And then if you want more, you can even open up a little bit or pull back with the opposite hand. And then I roll right here, and that really gets deep into the glute muscle where those piriformis rotators are. Okay, so I really feel this too. So I'm fine with starting with this one. Okay, and I'm going to go through some different ones pretty quick. Guys, I don't want to make this too long. I respect your time, and I want, if you have a certain area, like, shoulders, chest, I mean, there's all kinds of areas that we can roll on the body. A calf, let me know. Feet, foot pain, you got to get you a golf ball, tennis ball to start, and even a water bottle. Okay? All right, so this is it, Barry, right here. This is it. Okay? And Barry, if you're still here, Joey was having an issue with commenting on Deb's broadcast. So I told him you were too, and I told him some of the things that we thought were happening. Okay, you're listening. The cylinder is what you call it. Okay, you call it, yeah, that's fine. So, foam roll, cylinder roll, again, different densities. Hey, Rosemary. Hey, Rosemary, good to see you. Are you from Periscope? Let me know. And thanks for being here, guys. Please subscribe if you are interested in this kind of content, along with, exercises, motivation for exercise, motivation for a healthy, active lifestyle, weight loss, especially as we're here in the spring. So right there, Barry, I'm feeling a serious knot, and it's painful. It's painful, but what I'm going to do, okay, Rosemary, great. I'll make sure and subscribe and get connected with you here on HAPS. So what I'm doing right now is I am putting, I'm feeling that knot, and it's painful. It's painful. So I'm going to breathe and just sit on it and try to sit here for about 30 seconds, and now feel it releasing a little bit. It's just like when you go to a deep tissue massage, guys, they're working on applying pressure to those knots and adhesions in the muscle or the muscle tissue. That's like a saran wrap around the muscle and the fascia, and that is what they're trying to do to get the muscle to kind of get everything to release and to just kind of melt, so that then the muscle is smooth again, and the muscle fibers aren't bound up. And when the muscle fibers are bound up and tight, it prevents proper contraction and relaxation of the muscles, and therefore it starts to pull the body, the bones, because muscles pull on bones, and then it kind of pulls the body out of alignment and just, even a tiny bit. None of us are perfectly aligned. You might be better aligned than other people if you've been doing a lot of self-care, maybe massage, chiropractic, stretching. But when one muscle is tight, then the other side of the joint, the joint can get out of alignment. So let me just say that. All right, it's available at Dick's or at a similar store. You can get the foam rollers anywhere, really. You could even just go to Amazon. Definitely Dick's. Definitely. This one, again, I don't recommend you necessarily start with, but I got this at Home Depot because it's a PVC pipe. But they really say you should have some kind of padding. I'm going to go to the other side. You should have some kind of a padding on it, but so you can get that, or just get your regular foam. There's when they first came out, the white one was the only one available, this white, kind of a low density type foam. But now it's like, there's all kinds of rollers out there. There's like so many. So you probably want one that's pretty firm, but you don't want it to be so hard that you can't even stand it. So Barry, this one, I moved to the other hip, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you real quick while you're here how you can use a ball. Um, you know, you can maybe use a baseball or softball. That might hurt a little bit more. You might start with a tennis ball, or a lacrosse ball is pretty hard as well. But what you're going to do is you can isolate that even better when you're sitting on something that is this shape. So the round, circular uh, surface, okay, can isolate that muscle group more, and you can get down to the glute. So now what I'm doing is I'm sitting on just my right, but it might look like your left hip, okay, glute, and I've got that ball, and I'm having to kind of hold myself up a little bit. Now, if I release, then I'm putting as much body weight on it as I can. You know, you're really gonna feel that. So now I feel it even more. And then if you wanted more, you could kind of go through those same positions as earlier with crossing the leg, like what you're doing. And while you're down here on the glute with your tennis ball, probably would be a good start. Let me see how that feels. Yeah, start with your tennis ball. Yeah, because you're going to feel this. There we go. And actually, the tennis ball is a little bit better because the lacrosse ball was too hard. But after you do this, you can roll over to your side and put it right in the hip joint. I really like this one. Putting it in the hip joint and trying to roll and get that kind of into the hip joint. Now I'm going to switch to the other ball. Because this is one, the hip joint is one you have to have a ball for. You can't really roll over the hip joint on the roller. You can roll onto the side of the leg on the IT band. Hey, Knowledge, good to see you. Hey, James, good to see you. So let me know what kind of questions or where you guys might be having some other pain. Thanks for suggesting this one, Barry. In a minute, I'll go back to the lats. So see, the hip joint, this is perfect because I really feel it right here. And then you can see I'm kind of in side plank. You could go down on your side like this, but the idea is you want to put as much of your body weight as you can stand onto the ball. And now my leg is starting to relax and everything's relaxing more after I keep applying that pressure. Okay, have tennis balls. Also, one of the double. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. The massage balls. Yeah, yeah. You could use that too. I have a client that has that. Hey, yeah. Good to see you too. Good to see you. Now I feel like I need to go to the other side with this ball on the hip. That really helped. And then I'll go back to the lat unless you guys come up with another area that you want me to demonstrate. Okay, so yeah, I really feel this right now. And notice now I just bent my knees. I've got my body on the floor. All I did was pick this up. I get into side plank, make sure to keep the elbow in line with the shoulder, lift up, and then just kind of put as much pressure on it as you can. And with using the roller or the massage balls, you get used to getting on them and kind of getting started with using them after you keep doing it. Because at first it's going to feel weird, you know, trying to roll around on a piece of foam or trying to roll around on a tennis ball. I mean, but the more you do it and work on moving your body around the roller or the ball, then it will become more normal feeling. Okay. Yeah, you can get all of this on Amazon. Yellow, okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't even looked on Amazon at the rollers in a long time. so I'll just look and see what's on there. But there's a ton of them available. I mean, it's everywhere. They're like the stability balls now. You know, everybody started making them, and so you can get them at Walmart. I bought one at Walmart one time, just a basic like blue one, and you can get the long ones or the half rollers. The long rollers allow you to do a little bit more with some different exercises, with putting the roller the length of the spine, but you definitely want the foam for that. You wouldn't want this one. But it allows you to do even some balance and core exercises because there's about enough room for the spine to sit on the roller. So that would be an advantage of the longer roller. Now, what I'm going to do now is, because I just kind of went here naturally, I'm getting on the hip flexor. So you can take the tennis ball or whatever ball you're using and get right up here at the very top of the hip flexor. So that'd be right in here. As I roll over right there. And most people are very tight in the hip flexors for sure, because we're either sitting, walking, forward motion, using the hip flexors, maybe driving, but that's sitting. So sitting and walking, running, all of that tightens up the muscles of the hip in the front. So that probably makes sense, right? So you want to make sure that, yeah. So now I'm more facing down. See how I'm facing down more? Although I'm still rotated slightly towards you. So you want to work around, I would work around the whole joint. You know, the whole hip joint. And that's what we really did. I mean, you know, back here on the glute and the piriformis, hip joint, and now hip flexor. Yeah, I need this all over. So I'm going to roll back around. Okay. So now let's do a couple more. We're already 18 minutes. So let me do a few more. I'm going to go back to the lat real quick and the back. But please feel free to go ahead and put an area in, and I will let you know if there is a massage for that area. There might not be, okay? It's not recommended that you work on the cervical spine. We're not going to be able to do a self-massage with the roller on the head. I mean, right? Okay, so as I'm rocking side to side, so this would be forward and back, but as I'm rocking side to side on the lat, I'm rolling over a knot. I can feel the knot. Yeah, there it is. Especially, there it is. So I'm rolling over it. So you want to kind of search for this. Now we're just going to, okay, now I'm really applying a lot of pressure to it, and then just breathe. And like I said, I mean, this will help if you're having trouble with range of motion at a joint, or, you know, or pain, that kind of thing. This will help that. This can help you to end up having better range of motion and better flexibility at a joint, or better, you know, lengthening and flexibility of the muscles. So just those reasons, aside from pain relief, are a good reason to work on some of these locations on the body. All right, so here we go. So now I moved around again, and when I move the arm here, it kind of changes it, and I can feel a little bit more as I'm kind of moving around. And open up, so I'm opening up a little bit more now, and I can feel it more. Yeah, so I could probably stay on this side for about 10 minutes and work. Whoa. But let's quickly go to the other side. Okay. let me know what you guys or how you're doing today, and maybe what you're doing. Are you doing anything for self-care? They say Sunday is self-care. Self-care day in many different ways. That might be, going to church, doing something like that. Spiritually, it might mean taking a rest day from work, exercise. It might mean going to get your chair massage, or doing some kind of self-care at home like I'm doing right now. So I'm going to start. I like rocking side to side on the lats first, and then, wow, yeah, same thing over here, guys. Same thing, kind of a knot. And as I notice more even when I pick the elbow up, and then I move kind of side to side. But on this stuff, you just have to kind of breathe through the pain. And once you realize that it is going to be kind of painful, and to expect that, it's like a deep tissue massage, that you're going to feel a lot better afterwards. So the more you do it, you realize that it feels better afterwards, and it's worth it to kind of feel those intense. I don't want to say it's pain. I just want to say it's intense. It's intense. But it will help release that tension in the muscles that might be making you feel bad. And having these knots and stuff in the muscle tissue, the fascia, can also cause injury. It can make you end up having some kind of muscle injury with exercise, or just even your activities of daily living. Not even if you don't exercise. All right, so let's move on from that one. So just keep that in mind. You might think, well, I don't work out, but let's go to the calf. My calves are hurting right now for some reason. So I guarantee you're going to find something in the lower leg. So that's why I wanted to come directly to this. And you can start out by just putting the roller on top of the calves. I mean, the calves on top of the roller. And then if you want to feel a little bit more, I would go ahead and cross the leg. Hey, Sarah. Thanks for popping in. We are doing self-massage Sunday, and we've already worked on the piriformis, the glute, and the lat. I started on the lat, but Barry had a question about the piriformis and the butt muscle area, and I showed him some things. He told me what he was doing, so you can check that out. Then I went to the lat. Now we're working on the calf. If you have an area that you need help or suggestion, let me know, and I will try to show. Massage your back. I'll show a back one for the mid-back next, and then also, guys, in the chest. We don't think about how, because we're always forward like this. We're always forward, whether we're typing, whether we're driving, whether we're holding our phone, we're walking, and lifting weights. So the pectoralis muscles get really tight, and you probably have knots right here, and you don't even realize it. So it can contribute, those knots can contribute to the forward shoulders and protracted shoulders, forward shoulders, and back pain and everything. This is about helping the body get into alignment. So the calf, really just, again, you could, and I could probably spend 10 minutes right here. So I feel knots right here in the belly of the calf. You want to make sure you get kind of above the ankle. Sometimes I see people stay way down here too long. And it's like, you might feel something down there, but get on up here into the belly, the center of the calf, and then you'll probably feel it more. Okay, and also, Sarah, the lats are part of the back, so that's why I started with the lats. So you want to go back and look at how I was doing that, and then I'll do, like I said, the mid back in just a second. And push the pecs forward. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, posture is so important. I'm telling you, because guys, we're all kind of becoming more forward, and especially with technology. I mean, think about how sometimes we're like looking at the phone. So look at me right now. I'm, rounding the back. I've got my head in circle spine, inflection. My shoulders are inflection. I'm pulling, so it's just kind of maybe trying to, like text like this. So, hey, Benita, what's going on? We're working on the foam roller for a few minutes. Let me know if you have some pain. So we got Sarah. I'm going to finish showing the back for her in just a second. So now what I'm doing, guys, I'm putting more pressure on the calf by lifting up my hips. You don't have to do that, and then go side to side, okay? I really feel this left calf. I'm sure the right is the same, but I'm going to go straight to the back while Sarah's here. God, this is painful, yeah. 10 minutes. 10 minutes on that area would be good. But really, guys, even if you just do a few minutes on an area, it can make a difference. So I have a video on YouTube. It's 10 minutes to foam, and it shows a lot of these areas in just doing your whole body. There's about 8 sites or more in 10 minutes. So you don't have to designate even as much time as we've been on the broadcast if you don't have that time. So start with the roller kind of above the low back. It's not really recommended at all that you roll on the low back. So you'll start here. You could, I see some people do like this with their arms, but if you can, go ahead and cross the arms in front of the chest and keep your chin tucked. And then you're going to lift your hips up even a little bit so you can roll back and forth gradually, about an inch or so. If you want to make it a little more intense, you can lift your hips up more. And then one that you want to remember to do on the back is, again, the side-to-side motion, because that feels different. And go ahead and put your hands behind your head. This will help prevent some neck fatigue. Ooh. So, like, I can go up and down, but when I go side to side, I feel it even more. And where you want to start is kind of just below the rib cage in the back. Okay? So if you go lower than that, see, I roll over the spine, but I also am using this really hard roller, so that's not good. Okay. Too high, you need to get a smaller one. Okay, maybe it's one that's too round, too big. This one is, I don't really recommend this for people, but you can get one with the PVC piping that has a little bit of foam over the top or a padding on the top. And then you can get just your standard foam roller. They're really all about the same size, so I'm not sure what kinds you have. And then also, there's a lot you can do with tennis balls and stuff like that if you feel like you want to do something different than a roller. So now I'm coming up a little bit. So here's down towards the low back. Now I'm going to come up a little bit more towards the upper part of the back. And you can see how I've got my hips up. So if you can lift your hips up and just keep the abs kind of tight, you just don't want to be doing like that where the low back is arching too much. So you can see how I've got the hips up and the spine is more neutral. You can do that. And then come up a little bit higher to about where the shoulder blades are. Really, again, you don't want to go any higher than this because then you'll be getting on the cervical spine. And don't be surprised if you feel a little pop or crack or something because you might have a vertebra that kind of pops back in towards alignment or something. So that's not always bad. So that's how you do the middle and upper back, but also you have to do the lats along with the back. You really have to do the lats because it's more intense than you can imagine that it will be. So let's see. Does this a warm up or after workout? Really, both or either really. It's good to for your body to maybe be a little bit warm before doing it, and then it's also what's really good too is stretching afterwards. So if we were doing the back a lot, okay, and then going into see, I was stretching, I was rolling the lats, and I was rolling the back. So now if I do like the child's pose position where I'm trying to lengthen in the lats now and in the back, then doing both of those together, the foam, self massage, and then the stretch is really ideal. And you'll see probably that you can get more range of motion and flexibility because, like I said, when the muscle, which has the fascia on top, like a saran wrap around, just imagine a muscle with saran wrap around it, and then the saran wrap gets knotted and twisted up. It might have some of those fibers that get bound up a little bit too. Once you smooth it all back out, or try to with the roller, then it will be more pliable and can stretch out a little more. So that's kind of the idea is getting those muscle fibers back in alignment with each other so they're not having these cross sections that are interfering with range of motion. So let's see. I'll show you another one. If nobody has anything right now, maybe I'll do a couple more. Oh yeah, chest. That's what I was going to show you. Let me do that, and then I'm going to do the shin because these are a couple that I have not shown. I know I haven't shown the chest before. So how you do this is you have to come down onto your stomach, and then you have to get that roller and try to get right here um, above the breast tissue and have the arm up over the roller and then trying to feel, see, I already feel some knots there. So this is one way to do it. Another way to do it is to put the tennis ball on the wall and put it right here in the pec or put it on the floor. It just depends on how comfortable you feel trying to get in this position on the floor, basically. So some of you may go, that's not happening, but you can see I'm right here, so you could go walk up to the wall, put the tennis ball in the wall, and then get right here. Okay, I'm not on the chest, I'm above. All right, there's muscle attachments and things there. That's what you're not rolling over the chest. So, and then you try to put as much pressure on that as you can. Okay, so that's how you do that one. And then lastly, yeah, you're welcome. I hope this is helpful. Lastly, I haven't shown how you can massage the shin or help with shin splints. This is the anterior tibialis. This is the muscle of the lower leg, the front muscle, and it gets tied a lot with flexion as our ankle flexes and like we walk or something. So you can roll it out. It's hard to stretch this muscle. It's really hard to stretch this muscle. So that's why a lot of runners suffer with, shin splints, as it's called. So you can do this one on a roller. You can, put both. And this is really an exercise because you've got to hold your upper body weight a little bit, and then you go over the shins like this. Okay, so and you're just rolling. You could try to do some forward and back. You don't want to get on the tibia, the bone, because that'll you might feel that. So try to stay. Just look, you've got a muscle right here, and then if you want to use a tennis ball on that, you would do like this. And you might even start with a tennis ball and just find that muscle and kind of roll that way. Okay. So thanks for coming on. Let me know. Hey, from Tallahassee. Hey, Yvonne. What's going on? Good to see you. I appreciate you coming in. I'm only going to be on a couple more minutes. I encourage you guys to go watch Jim in Chicago. He is doing his first worldwide talk show for European broadcasters. He's got Walt and Teddy from Ireland on, and several other people. So Jim in Chicagoland, if you're not following him, his broadcast started. It's been on for a few minutes. So, and then Joey's on too. I just now saw that Joey is up there with Tea Time with Joey Giggles. So, thanks. Yeah, this is. I mean, it's key, guys. We've got to. And I'm one of the worst. Thank you, Yvonne. I'm one of the worst with doing the massage because it's just taking the time. It's just sitting here and going. I've got to do this. And hey, thanks, Barry. Yeah, and check in with Joey. I got to figure out from Brenda again about that, how some people can't comment in a broadcast or whatever. But I was going back to that. I'm going to work on this while I'm watching the other broadcast, but this is another good way to do the shin. Just kind of get on top of the roller, like however you can, and just, apply as much pressure as you can. And then, like I said, with stretching the shins, it's really hard. The main stretch I know for stretching the shins, is to cross the leg, either seated, and then you pull like this and try to stretch. I have some clients do this sometimes, and they really feel it. I don't really feel it, but I'm used to using the roller to help with the shins. So that helps me more than trying to stretch. And then also, trying to point the toe, especially if you have your shoes off. That can help get this part of the lower leg, okay? So that's it. Okay. All right, guys. I hope this was informative, and I encourage you to check out self-massaging tools. Here's another one that I didn't show. This is from tptherapy.com. This is a quad baller, so this can for the quad, the shin, the calf. You can do the lats with this. Can't do the back. Okay, you can do the lats though. It's just not long enough to do the back across here, of course. But it's really cool. It's very hard. It does have some padding on it. You can look this up. It's Trigger Point Therapy is what TP stands for. And they've got all kinds of different rollers, balls, and everything. So you can look them up. This is a really good one. So anyway, okay, we do replay. Okay, do you have a particular muscle real quick? Let me know if there's anything specific that's bothering you, and I'll show you real quick. Or if you're just having general overall, you probably could go back and just scrub through the replay and look at the different areas. We talked about the calf. So I'll give you a second. You can let me know. Yeah. Hey. Oh, hey, Heavenly Dew. yeah, I was telling everybody that I'm hoping I'm not missing. I'm going over to Jim's scope in a second. I'm hoping I'm not missing Walt and Teddy. Can you let me know if they've been on yet on the? Because I know he was going to be on there. I see that Jim is live with his worldwide European. Looks like he has. Let me look. I'm glad that this is helpful. Let me see who he has on right now. Okay, he has a lady on right now. Oh, Emily Rich, or Emmy Rich, yeah. Okay. Maybe Walt and Teddy are on later. So, trigger point therapy, yeah. TPtherapy.com. And that's, I mean, everything that I've been showing with all of this, and thanks for watching. I see, Heavenly Do, that you have been watching. Everything I've been showing has been, it's all trigger point therapy. Okay? Okay. Okay. And remember, you can work on the feet too. And I recommend using a ball, starting with the tennis ball, moving to the golf ball for the feet. Don't forget the feet. Everything starts at the feet and works their way up. And so that's why I know when you do the roller, calf roller exercise, that you will definitely feel something in the calf. Okay, I'm sure you'll feel something in the calf. All right, I'm going to hang up in just a second. I don't see any other comments coming in right now, so I hope this is helpful. Remember to stretch some afterwards. I'll do a calf stretch real quick. Oh, wow, I really feel this. I need to stretch more. So I'm just putting my hands against the couch and just, can go against the wall. You do want to make sure, try to keep the toes pointed straight ahead. Let me go the other side so you can see. There's two ways to do the calf stretch in this position. You can keep the back leg straight. That will work more of the soleus muscle. No, I'm sorry, the gastrocnemius. That's the outerlying calf muscle. If you bend the knee a little bit, that'll get the soleus muscle. That is the deeper lying muscle. The gastroc is more superficial. Okay. All right, guys. Have an awesome Sunday. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.